DESIblitz.com.
Sayantan, thank you for joining us today. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on becoming the first Indian futsal player to compete in the UEFA Club Futsal Champions League. How do you feel about this achievement?
It has been like my one of my goals once I started playing football when I was in school back home in India. It's something that every player kind of aims, not generally the Champions League, but to represent their country or play at the highest level in terms of their club level. And growing in a middle class family in India, you're always kind of diverted whether to, you either do, like you have to always study because I guess everybody can kind of comes from India, Pakistan, they can agree on this part as well. And it ends up becoming your parents kind of focus you towards studies and they try to distract you from sports. But I come from Calcutta, it's like everybody, either they play football, cricket, and they study. So has always been a motivator for me to do, if I can do both things together. And I would say I'm lucky enough to still do that. And getting to play in the Champions League is a testament to all those every day that when you don't want to do a workout, when you don't want to do training, then you don't want to stretch, you don't want to have a cold ice bath, the things to recover. Every day that things accumulates and yeah.
For those who aren't familiar with futsal, can you just give us a brief insight about what this sport actually is?
Yeah, futsal is, everybody knows about football, so futsal is a smaller version of it. So it's played in a handball court. Everybody kind of understands, I think they have seen handball in Olympics. So if you imagine a handball court, it's played in a wooden surface. Futsal happens exactly in the same way, but imagine it's football. So basically in England or in the UK especially, people think of small-sided footballs as like bouncing off the wall or power league and things like that. But futsal is inside court and football rules. So the ball goes out of the line, it's a throw-in, kick-in, corners, keepers. But in futsal there is 5 players and it's a timer. So basically when the ball goes out of the line, the timer stops. So it's 20 minutes half, 20 minutes half time, 20 minutes. And but if you equate the time together, for every time it stops, it adds up to become like more than 90 minutes of actual gameplay.
How would you describe your experiences as the first South Asian making a name for themselves in this sport?
To be honest, I've never thought of it that way. When I came into this country, and I played a bit of futsal in school, and Calcutta being the bedrock, or a hotbed of football in India, like Kerala, Calcutta is where football breeds in India. So I had a flavor of futsal in Calcutta, and when I came over to this country and I got the opportunity to play and see futsal in its like a much more advanced stage or pace, and that got me really excited. And my only motivation was, I got to play, I got to be there and do it because this is what I want to do. But never thought about I'm the first Southeast Asian person to be playing and making a name over there.
What are your hopes for the Indian national team?
So I'm in process of joining the camp and eventually playing for the national team. But India is setting up the national team and they have big hopes. Like they have this vision of 2047, which is basically trying to get India on the map of FIFA. India did very well recently. If you have seen the recent SAF Cup and the Intercontinental Cup Hero. So basically these two cups, they both won them in India, and they played really good teams, higher ranked teams compared to India, and they moved up the ranking because of that. So all these little efforts are coming into finally into its result. And the AIFF they restructured themselves and they want to focus more on futsal, because futsal has a huge sort of land map in both Europe, South America. So if you see all the best footballing nation are the best futsaling nation as well. So there is a link, and there is also something that is not just India, but every other country which has a very good football team, but not a futsal team. They're taking attention and they're developing the futsal team as well. So similarly, India is developing that, and they want to host the AFC Cup probably in the next few years. And also they are having a proper league. So last 2 times they had a national league, which was like 2 weeks, but more like a tournament. But now apparently the next iteration of it will be 6 months, so it'll be home and away. So slowly more investments are going into it. The professional football league teams are going to participate in the futsal thing, so more money is going to come, advertisements and TV coverage, which is only going to be better. And then this is a fantastic opportunity, because I feel like India can do so better, because India has so many people. We have so many people and so less space. So players are already good at to accommodate in smaller spaces, quick decision making, fast pace, and futsal is the ideal sport for that.
How do you wish to inspire the new generation of Indian futsal players?
So, I have been playing futsal at the highest level in the UK for over 8 years now. Joining the national team, this is something, my personal goal is to really, all the players over there who haven't got the flavor of European futsal or haven't got the opportunity, or they started playing futsal recently, or are good players that play futsal, to help them experience what they can achieve. And my goal is to help them get a bit better, help them with the techniques, get a bit of the mentality in, a bit more of the competition in, because futsal is one of my favorite Portuguese coach is to tell is the sport of deceit. So basically, where you show something, you do something. So, and the better you are at it, the better you can trick your opponent in a short time frame, the better you are at futsal. So I really want to showcase that what I can do, everybody else can do over there as well. Okay. And as you say, I never thought about being the first Southeast Asian person to play futsal and represent the national team and Champions League. So now people have an example. And I think it makes it a bit easier when you see another person has done it. So if I can inspire in that way, I'm all for it.
A According to you, describe the top 3 qualities you believe a futsal good goalkeeper should have.
Futsal keeper. I feel like, it's my personal opinion, I feel like I've played football at state level till the end of school and could have played for further. But then I started playing futsal full time. I feel futsal keepers has to be more experienced and more quicker, and it's a much more skillful role than a football keeper. A lot of people might not agree, which is fine, but the ball comes very quick at you. You can't dive. You have to be very athletic and very flexible. You have to do, if you see, you go YouTube futsal keeper, you will see them doing things that will blow your mind. They are splitting, full split, and then get up, and then they split on the other side, and everybody's booting the ball at them. And this is at the highest level. I'm talking about the World Cups, FIFA World Cup. So in football now you can see Manchester City's keeper Ederson, you can see David De Gea from Manchester United. He just transferred, but all these top level keepers in football, they are taking notice of this, and their coaches are taking notice of this, and they're slowly building few elements of splitting, coming forward, K saves, blocking themselves, not diving and falling backwards. These sort of little things that is all just futsal keeping in its own. They're bringing that in football, and it's so effective. Even the Argentinian keeper won the World Cup, and he made so many saves. If you remember the final save, when they were level on goals, and I think Mbappe, there was a 1-on-1 with one of the substitution that came in, and he made a split save with one left leg coming out in his box. That's a futsal save. That's a futsal keeper doing that day in, day out. But this is what I'm saying. Football is they are implementing a little bit of the futsal goalkeeping. So if you say three skills, I would say you have to be really athletic. You have to be really flexible. You have to be really quick, and sometimes your reaction. That's it. Because in futsal you don't see. Court is small, ball is very fast, and there are 4 players of your team in front of you, and 4 players plus if they play fly keeper, the other team, you have 5 players. So basically 9 players in front of you trying to block your view or moving, and the ball is also moving. How do you predict certain things that you don't see? It's a bit of a skill. It comes over time, but it's very important.
How do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, I'm a very sort of how to put this, a very goal-oriented person. So one of my target is one thing I've learned in life is that there's a lot of people who sees you in the final version of yourself, and they just write you off. I think that happens to everyone. That has always been my best sort of motivating thing. So where people, I'm always one of my best qualities to surprise people, because when people don't expect you, show up and do the best. Okay, and I know, and I've experienced this, that if you do something, it's extremely boring, but if you do something every day, you don't have to be extraordinary. I have seen better keepers than me come in, go out. Better players who phase out. They're just brilliant talents. But I think every successful sports person or athlete will tell you this, that it is extremely boring, it's extremely tedious, but it's like you have to do that, your routine, your thing, day in, day out. How much training you put in every day after your full day of work or whatever you do. Okay, wake up, you must be really tired, but you got to go for that run because that's what you decided to do, and then go for the training. Eat healthy, sleep well. It's not easy, but those hard choices every day in, day out accumulate, and you just need to have the result one day, or like you see all this adding up and you're doing really well, and when you compete with another team, or if you're a single athlete, or like I am in a team sport, so when I play another team and we see the difference, that is the biggest motivator. And whenever I feel like I also have very hard days when I don't feel like, okay, am I moving forward? But it's just when I go on training or games and I see the difference, and you can visibly see like how all these day in, day out over a month or a year, you get so ahead of another person not doing the training. So yeah, that has always been my biggest motivator, like seeing the work in existence in the game, in like actual results. And over time, over 8 years span, I have seen a lot of these iterations, and yeah.
What are your hobbies outside of futsal?
Ooh, okay. I like to. So one of my I like to do a lot of drawings. I was trained as a classical singer, which is might be surprising, but it is one of the common things. If you go to Calcutta, one of the biggest thing in Bengal is that you study engineering or medicine, you either play cricket or football, and you either learn singing or dancing. So it's the land of Rabindranath Tagore. So you have to have an art element in you. And you might think right now, oh yeah, it's like I'm telling you that I can sing and I'm trained as a singer, but it is no special thing. It's in every house. Every son and every daughter of Calcutta is extremely talented, and they will sing like that's why you'll see in Bollywood all the best singers, all the best sort of dancers, they all come from like sort of Bengali heritage. Like Arijit Singh is from Calcutta. I can go on, like I just named one, but then there is so many people that you will find that they are from Bengali heritage, just because their parents, it's a common thing that you go and do singing or dancing or drawing. So I do drawing, I do like don't sing much anymore, don't have much time, but other than that, I really like to tinker with like coding algorithms and stuff, like AI stuff. I'm pretty interested and do a lot of work around that.
Because you've told us now that you can sing, is there anything you can give to us today?
I sang a song like one of my like grandmom. So I'll sing that. I recently recorded and sent it to her. बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती ये नदियाँ ये रहना और तुम.
Finally, what does the future hold for Sayantan Chowdhury?
So, I've seen this quite a few number of times. I want to play in the Champions League and have a good sort of good season and keep playing in the highest division in the UK. Also, this has been my dream, and finally it's happening, which is to play for the national team. So I really want to play for the national team, lead the team, as well as be there to inspire the next generation. Sports has a very small shelf life, and I've spent quite a bit of my time where there was no national team. So, and I know there are terrific players out there who needs this opportunity, and finally they have this opportunity provided by All India Football Federation. So, and it's the right time. So if I can do my part to motivate the players who are like just coming into their teens, they're just coming into the fold of football, they're deciding what they are really good professional players, they want to play futsal, or people that are already playing futsal, getting them, if I can teach them something from my experience and give them a bit of the mentality, a bit of the side of the sport that I've seen, and get the national team a bit better, that's be perfect.
So, in your opinion, can futsal be financially viable on the same scale as football?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is the fastest growing sport in the world. It's just so what happens in futsal is like, because football, most in every country, football is already televised. It's the older sport. Okay, futsal is also an older sport, but football has always been like in the limelight and got the advertisement revenues, got the television contracts and things like that. And the the football associations in most countries, they haven't put in much effort into like, it's similar like women's football. If I would have asked you, or do you see women's football in televised and be so popular 5 years ago, you would be like, what are you talking about? Like, football is only men's, okay? But you go to America, you go to now in England, you see they're playing the Women's Football World Cup right now in New Zealand, Australia. So it's fantastic, like how, like given the right attention and given a bit of effort from the national body, these things evolve. And futsal, it's so exciting because it's just back and forth. There is no like long balls, you just kicking the ball out. There is no hiding, because when the ball goes out, time stops. You can't run the clock down. This is the best thing about futsal. And you have to be really good. You have to be really sort of talented, skillful, reactive when you play futsal. So it has got all the right ingredients to make a really exciting sport. And it is, like if you go to Spain, Portugal, if you go to Croatia, you go to South America like Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, go to Thailand in Asia, like Malaysia, in Japan, Iran, they have a vibrant futsal scene. Indonesia, but India is catching up. And I'm pretty sure that it just needs, now the AIFF is very serious about it, and it just needs a bit more attention from them. The league to be a bit bigger than 2 weeks. So it's not a tournament, it's a home and away. So players get more time to prepare. So it's not just like, okay, I'm gonna just make my few football players playing futsal. Like futsal players, now they're forcing the kind of having a pyramid where all the Indian Super League clubs or the I-League clubs, which is the second division league in India, they should have teams in futsal. So now the clubs already have revenues and a lot of money through football, and because of the AIFF making it compulsory, they channel some of that money towards their futsal team for the development. And just that, having a longer like tournament will allow like for TV revenue to come in, because if it's on 2 weeks, it's like I think it was about 100,000 people who watched the final of the National Futsal Championship in India, which is very impressive, because it was a 2 weeks tournament, and the final with Delhi Futsal Club and Mohammedan Football Club, both of them, and only live streamed on YouTube. So you can only imagine if this goes on like Star Sports or a Geo platform or a Hotstar platform, how much sort of attraction this will garner. And it's, as I say, it's a short, exciting sport. You can see with Pro Kabaddi in India, like badminton leagues in India, they are becoming professional sports. So coming back to your question, it's absolutely possible. It just needs a bit more push from the national body and a bit of support like they have for football. And in its own merit, it will be a professional sport in the next 2 to 3 years. That's so I believe.
Brilliant. Sayantan, thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Absolutely.
And I wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you so much.
DESIblitz.com